If you're a female looking to lose weight fast on the keto diet, then this video is for you. You've probably heard stories of people shedding pounds at lightning speed on keto, but how do they do it? Today I'll reveal the insider tips and tricks that will help you accelerate your weight loss on keto. Get ready to unlock the secrets of fat weight loss on keto and achieve your dream body in no time. Hi, my name is Lesya and I'm a nutritionist who studied the ins and outs of a keto diet since 2015. I've personally used it to help me lose 110 pounds in between my pregnancies, and today I want to share my 5 top tips for fast weight loss results on keto. I need to preface this by saying I do not recommend these tips to any woman who is currently struggling with hormonal issues, gut imbalances, or autoimmune diseases, so this is your disclaimer. You need to focus on healing those first, and these tips might be way too extreme for you. For the rest of you, you should always consult with your physician before starting a diet or lifestyle change. All right, I did my legal mumbo jumbo. Let's go into it. These tips are things that I have tried and used with hundreds of my female clients over the past 3 years, and they work like crazy if you implement them consistently. Some of these things you might already know, but if you combine all of these together, you will most likely see results much quicker than if you didn't do them together, okay? First is you're gonna wanna know your personal keto macros and track them at least for a month. Calculating your personal macros helps you determine exactly how many grams of carbs, protein, and fat you should be consuming to achieve faster weight loss results on keto. Now here's the deal. Most women undereat protein on keto, and they struggle with hunger, losing muscle mass, and not getting the weight loss results they desire. If you don't know how much protein you should be eating, make sure to go watch my video on women's protein needs for the specific guidelines that I recommend for females. I don't advise using a generic online macro calculator for this. Hire a professional to calculate your macros for you based on your goals and current numbers. Once you have your macros, you will need a way to track your food. Tracking your food will require you to have a food scale and measure out your food. Eventually, you will get the hang of it, and if you consume the same meals, you won't have to measure everything all the time. Most of us eat the same thing all the time anyway. And the reason why this works so well is that it helps you stay on track so you're not going over your macros each day. Now, I don't recommend tracking macros forever because it can lead to an obsessive diet mentality. However, if your goal is to lose weight fast on keto, we do want to make sure you're consuming enough protein and not going over your personal carb threshold. That's something that I teach inside my carb cycling program, is to find your personal carb threshold, and that will help you with that. The second tip I have for you is to eat your meals within a 6 to 8 hour window, also known as intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating, and avoid snacking in between meals. Eating within a 6 to 8 hour window and avoiding snacking allows your body to take a break from digesting food, increases HCG, growth hormone, which leads to higher fat burn and lowers insulin levels so your body can use fat for fuel and get fat adapted faster. The best way to figure out your eating window is to assess your current lifestyle and make it work for you. You don't need to make it harder on yourself than it needs to be. Here are some questions that you should ask yourself. When am I most busy throughout the day that if I don't eat, I don't even notice it? When am I most hungry that if I don't eat, I get hangry and want to eat the house? Am I hungry when I wake up, or can I wait a few hours before eating? Once you've determined your eating window, it's important to stick to it. Consistency is key when it comes to these tips. Remember, your body needs time to rest and recover, and intermittent fasting is a great way to give it that much needed break. The third tip to losing weight fast on keto is to avoid dairy and sweeteners. Dairy is very inflammatory, causes bloating, and may prevent you from reaching your weight loss goal faster. Although you might not be lactose intolerant, too much dairy can cause you to feel gassy and bloated, retain water weight that will show up on the scale. On the other hand, sweeteners cause gastric distress and inflammation and may lead you to crave sugary foods. To stop this vicious cycle, you need to stop consuming sweeteners and all products with sweeteners temporarily. Before switching to a clean keto approach, I gained 15 pounds in 1 month, on keto because I was eating way too much cheese and keto desserts. Once I dropped both of these, the 15 pounds came off in 1 month. I'm not even joking. The fourth tip is to switch from tracking net carbs to total carbs. Tracking total carbs allows you to know for sure how many carbs you are ingesting. There is no guesswork as to how and if your body is processing the amount of fiber that's in certain foods with labels. Here's the thing, labels can be deceiving, and trust me, food companies leave ingredients out all the time. When you calculate net carbs, you are subtracting the total carbs from the amount of fiber in that food. However, there is no way to know how precise that is. Doing this might also lead you to accidentally eat more carbs than you should and take you longer to get into nutritional ketosis to get the results you want. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. When I started keto, I tracked net carbs. My weight loss was so slow, and I was starting to get very discouraged. I switched to tracking total carbs, and guess what? I started losing weight consistently. Just one little switch did that. In fact, I'd rather have my clients eat more total carbs than track less net carbs. Why? Because when you track net carbs, you tend to sneak in more keto processed foods, aka keto junk foods. If you focus on total carbs, even if you increase that number to, let's say, 50 grams a day, you can have more carbs from non-starchy veggies and berries, but avoid the inflammation and water retention that comes from eating keto processed foods. The fifth tip is to consume plenty of water and electrolytes. Staying hydrated is crucial for overall health and weight loss. I recommend that you start with at least half of your weight in ounces and work up from there depending on how active you are. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps you differentiate real hunger from current cravings and helps your body flush out toxins and stay regulated, helps decrease appetite. Before you sit down to eat your meal, drink lots of water. Doing so will naturally lead you to eat less food. Also, when you get a craving for something sweet or salty, try chugging water first, wait 15 minutes, and see if you still have that craving. You will be surprised how often your cravings go away, which means you were really just dehydrated. Drinking enough water also helps your body eliminate water from bloat. I know, it sounds counterproductive, but it works. But don't just focus on the water by itself. It's also important to replenish your electrolytes, which are lost when you're in a state of ketosis. Drink water with added electrolytes or add some salt to your water. Now, for a bonus tip on how to lose weight fast on keto, I recommend that you hire a coach or work with a professional to help you expedite your process. A coach sees your blind spots. A coach helps you stay accountable and on track. Hiring a coach is the fastest way to get the results you want because they will lay out a strategic step-by-step plan for you. When looking for a good coach, here are some things to consider. Number 1, what credentials do they have? Sadly, most weight loss coaches are not properly educated on nutrition and are not qualified to help you. Look for someone who has a degree in nutrition, dietetics, or is a registered dietitian. Number 2, have they gotten the results for themselves? I never trust a weight loss coach who has never had to lose a pound in her life and hasn't dealt with pregnancies, menopause, or other hormonal issues. Like, come back to me after kids, chronic stress, and menopause, and then we'll talk. Am I right? Hire someone who has been there, done that, and knows what it really takes to lose weight. Number 3, have they gotten results for others? It's one thing to get results for yourself, but it's a whole new ballgame to help other people. If they had success stories, that means their stuff works for other people as well. Number 4, do they help you with other things besides diet and fitness? If you find a coach that tells you that they are going to give you macros, a meal plan, and a workout plan, and that's it, run. There is so much more to losing weight than what you eat and working out. Of course, I would love to be your coach if you are looking for this kind of support, but I do understand that my no BS approach might not align with you. I personally only work with women who are quick action takers, are willing to invest in themselves, and will take responsibility for their lives and commit to doing whatever it takes to succeed. No victims, please. If this sounds like you, I'll leave a link to my keto masterclass in the description where you can learn about my 4-step approach to keto success and how you can work with me inside my holistic clean keto weight loss program for women. Now, let's say you've already tried all the things I mentioned in this video consistently and you still can't lose weight. If that's you, I want you to go watch the next video where I will cover 5 surprising hacks to break a weight loss stall on keto. See you there.